again.
Oh, this is gonna be easy. Hello and happy Monday, everyone! Today, I have a guest star. It's my sister. We're walking right into the sun. But we're taking this rare break from the rain and we're gonna finish that dang chicken mansion that I've been working on. The time has come to finally rip this thing apart.
Bun again.
Oh, this is gonna be easy. I had the help of my wonderful sister this weekend, and I want to thank her so much for being willing to get down and dirty with me in the chicken coop. I know it's not the most fun thing to do, but I really appreciate the help. We decided to tear apart the old chicken coop first, since the new roosting perches were going to be a simple process. I also didn't know how long it would take to take apart the coop, because while it was starting to fall in on itself, it was still mostly constructed pretty well. The whole reason I'm tearing apart and getting rid of the old coop is to force the birds to use the new nest boxes and perches that I made. I knew if I left the old coop in there, they'd just continue to roost on the roof and remain exposed to the elements. During this section of the project, I realized that I never explained why I only built 3 new nest boxes. The old coop had 6 boxes, but I noticed my birds only ever used 1 or 2 at a time, even when I have 8 hens. When collecting eggs, I'd usually grab them just from 1 box. I didn't want to make just 1 replacement box though, since I know I have at least 1 hen that goes broody a couple times a year. So if I just made 1 new box, she'd hog it when she was broody and none of the other hens would have a place to lay their eggs. I also didn't see a reason to make 6 replacement boxes when I knew most of them would go unused. That would just be a waste of time, material, and space, and that's why I chose to go with 3 boxes. In this bit of the video, you can see that the poop kind of built up a little bit. I know I'm not the first to admit that mucking at a chicken coop is not my favorite part of the job. One of the reasons it got so bad is that over time, the coop settled. This meant that not all the parts slid together perfectly anymore, and the removable tray at the bottom, meant for dumping out the poop, didn't come out anymore. In the new setup I designed, the birds poop directly onto the ground, which can be shoveled out easily or incorporated into a deep bedding system to avoid the odors of traditional chicken coops. And the nest bins are removable for easy cleaning. Now, I didn't actually have any particular place to store the bits of wood from the old coop, and I'm sure that I can use some of the nicer pieces for other projects, so we just tucked everything in a lesser used corner of the garden. Yay!
Next, it was time to cut the edges of the wood I planned to use as the birds' perches. I've mentioned this before, but always be careful around saws and power tools, especially if you're handling them alone. I had help this time, but always make sure to have your fingers clear and wear eye protection. I just trimmed the ends of the wood at a 45-degree angle on both sides so it would sit flush against the walls to make a triangular shape. I chose this to make sure I had plenty of space to go in and do future work in the coop, and so the perches wouldn't be over the nest boxes. The whole plan is so nobody is getting pooped on. I also didn't bother measuring either piece of wood I used for the perches. I made sure that one was longer than the other and then tiered them so that, again, hopefully, none of the birds on the bottom perch would get pooped on by the ones on the higher perch.
Great success.
Great.
This part of the project only cost me some time. I had the wood in a scrap pile, and I already had a bunch of wood screws from other projects. The total cost for the entire redesign and build of the new coop and chicken run was less than $50, And that's because I had to buy the bins for the nest boxes and the 50-foot by 50-foot bird netting. Everything else I used, I already had. Now it's just a matter of finishing up screwing this piece in and everything was done.
We did it!
Great success!
Great success.
Great success! Great success!
Okay, now that it is nighttime, we're going to check to see if the birds are using the perches like they're supposed to. My fingers are crossed, so we'll see. They're not. Uh-oh. I see birds. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We got a couple out. Okay, we got 3 right here. We got 1 there. Oh, we got a couple in the boxes. Got the rooster here. Okay, guys. Anybody on the perches? Does not look like it. You guys are dumb. So there's 3 here. Okay, well, we're getting closer. The things I do for you. Well, as you can see a little bit, it hasn't quite worked, but it's okay. It's the first day. They're not used to it all. It'll take a little bit for them to train to stay on those perches, but that's fine. I guess it'll just be updates in the future. So thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please let me know. And I will catch you all next week. Bye.